Hello, readers. So, yesterday we talked about cause and effect. Today we're going to kind of continue with something similar called compare and contrast. We're going to look at comparing and contrasting text structure. Although it is really similar to what we talked about yesterday, they're not completely the same. So, same thing as yesterday, we're going to pay attention to keywords or signal words like the ones listed here. So, both, same, different, on the other hand, making that comparison. Alike, either similar, difference, although less or more, and then in contrast. We need to know all the main ideas if we're comparing and contrasting. So this means the topics that we identified on Monday, our main ideas, our sticky notes that we had for our sections, are going to come in handy. An example would be from earlier when we talked about dolphins. So making a comparison between dolphins and maybe whales. So what I would do here is write all of the things that describe a whale, a dolphin versus a whale. And then here in the middle I would put similarities. So these would be our differences, and then these would be our similarities. So some differences I could put are that the dolphin is smaller in size and the whale is larger. One similarity that I could put is that they are both mammals. So this is how you would use the compare and contrast graphic organizer. So you would put dolphins are small, whales are larger, and then that they are both mammals. I could also continue and say that dolphins they prefer fish, while whales prefer krill, right? Depending on what whale we're talking about or what type. And then maybe colors, right? So if we're talking about like an orca whale, they're black and white. And then a dolphin could be gray or pink, right? So these are my differences. And I listed a couple for each. So I could also do the same thing here and write dolphins and whales and continue with those differences. There wouldn't be any similarities here, but I could just write these in for each of those sections. So what we're going to do now is look at some similarities and differences between our sections in the Mentor Text Tax Dollars at Work. So here in the bottom, I'm going to write a sentence stem, and we're going to try to fill that in with some information from our text. So my two main sentence stems that I want you to pay attention to is blank and blank are similar because blank. And then blank and blank are different, so we're looking at different because blank. We could also go on to write a sentence stem about similarities, but today we're just going to focus on the similarities and differences between a section. So for my comparisons, I'm going to use this pie chart right here in the bottom, and I'm going to look at some differences. I'm going to compare the differences between higher education and K through 12 education. So the difference between these two is that K through 12, I'm just going to abbreviate education, and higher education are different because, so this one gets 25% taxes and this one gets 13%, is because K through 12 education gets more tax money. So if I wanted to, I could also go into the text and find some similarities between the two, and that would be here under the education section. I'm going to challenge you to go ahead and try to find a similarity between higher education and K through 12 education that you could write in this sentence stem. If you need help, please make sure to ask your teacher or comment in Schoology under this video. Good luck.